हाय इस 18th ऑफ जुलाई टुडे वीकेंड और हम नेक्स्ट वीक के लिए कुछ चार पर्टिकुलर कंपनीज के बारे में हम डिस्कस करने वाले हैं. The companies are IRCTC, that's the Indian Railways. The next one would be McDowell's, United Spirits. The third one हम जिसका चार्ट एनालिसिस करेंगे वो है Havels, and the last one would be NAM India. So आज till the end of this 18th of July. These are the four trending stocks, and there are also minor trends in UBL, Bata India, and Balakrishna Industries. ठीक है, तो these are the seven stocks which would be in my radar for potential buy-in dips in the very short term. एंड गोइंग फॉरवर्ड दिस वीडियो में हम सिर्फ पर्टिकुलर चार कंपनीज जिसमें बहुत ही स्ट्रॉन्ग मोमेंटम और बहुत ही स्ट्रॉन्ग ट्रेंड है, हम उसके बारे में डिस्कशन स्टार्ट करेंगे. So going forward, obviously IRCTC closed at all-time high, and this is nothing new. This analysis about IRCTC was done on 1st of July, and today is 18th. तो 15 दिन पहले हमने एनालिसिस किया था, और इस एनालिसिस में मैंने यही बोला था कि जैसे इट वाज इन अ वेरी टाइट कंसोलिडेशन वे बैक देन, और मैंने बोला था ये ब्रेकआउट में ट्रैक कर रहा हूँ, और ये लेवल्स जब ब्रीच होंगे 2131 तब मैं एंटर करूँगा, एंड दिस इज एग्जैक्टली व्हाट आई डिड. एंड तब ही हमने उसका मीडियम टर्म टारगेट हमने फिक्स किया था, विच यू कैन सी इज दिस पर्टिकुलर जोन, और IRCTC आई बुकड आउट एट 2400. सो राइट नाउ आई डोंट हैव एनी पोजीशन. So from here you can see this breakout candle, we traded and we went here. This was a very quick momentum trade, and we made good money. Now going forward it seems like there was a huge volume, और अगर मैं लास्ट 15 मिनट का देखूँ, so you can see that going forward this is not a very good sign, because IRCTC is not able to cross 2450. so अगर ये 2450 breakout करे with volume, then again the next run up leg would come in. बट उसके लिए बहुत सारी चीज़ें इंपॉर्टेंट है, जैसे कि किस तरह से पोजीशंस बन रही हैं, किस तरह से जस्ट लाइक आई बुकड आउट एट दिस जोन बिकॉज दिस वाज माय टारगेट, राइट. फिर भी उसके बाद वो अच्छी चली, and the thing is, how can we be sure to be in the trade with the momentum? So one of the things which I can see is we will try to see, since the breakout was below 2400 was the breakout level, so we will see how it behaves in 2400 levels, right, and how it's able to move above 2440, say for example, or so these things would be something which I would be tracking. Of course there was a lot of volume participation. It's just that this 15-minute candle which was formed on this particular day, this actually was not very much this particular, so this actually came with a high volume, and then none of the other candles were able to take out these levels, right. So we will see, and of course you can put a stop loss near about here, 2353 levels, or 235758 levels. So these would be definitely a particular symbol that this stock has actually broken, and this breakout which it gave over its all-time high, because this is a very strong moment, very strong resistance. It has come multiple times on a daily frame, and it has actually corrected, right. So going forward, I think this is how I would like to trade, and I see IRCTC. The next company, let's start with McDowell, that's United Spirit. एंड यस, सो यहाँ पे एक चीज़ जो देखने लायक है, एंड दिस इज़ व्हाट आई वांटेड टू शोकेस हियर, is you see that even though it has given on an intraday basis, in a day basis you can see that it was in a flag and pole pattern, and ये जो euphoria run हुआ था from 500 levels to 700 levels, इसका main reason एक ही था कि people were playing the opening up of the economy, which is good, and then it went for a very good flag and pattern formation, and we were actually tracking that, and this was exactly the reason why we actually traded it in the last session, right. And now going forward we have to understand of how it actually looks like, राइट. सो वन ऑफ द थिंग्स जो मुझे इस कंपनी के बारे में अच्छी लग रही है, दिस दिस डेली मूव विच केम विच हैड अ ह्यूज वॉल्यूम पार्टिसिपेशन, but one of the things which I wanted to highlight is more if you look into a monthly chart of McDowell's or United Spirits, right? So let's see how United Spirits, because ultimately you can always be a momentum trader, but also you have to understand when this particular company can go out of steam, and so you have to be ready and you have to be, ready to book out your profits. So you can see in 2015 it was in went towards 815-16 levels, and then you can see eventually it has actually been, so this is actually a long term resistance. And if you actually see study this particular chart, and if many a times मुझे यही दिखता है कि एक कंपनी अगर चलती है तो सबसे पहले ही लोग ट्विटर में ट्वीट करने लग जाते हैं कि this is for my long term investment. So you should never make long term investment in McDowell's at these levels. If you have the faith in the company, if you have faith in the management, if you have faith in the products, so theoretically you should be buying when it's near this support line rather than near the resistance line. So it's only traders and momentum traders like me who are more interested in buying high and selling higher. But definitely this is not a strategy for your long term investment. So no matter what, अगर आप monthly chart पे देखते हो, so the pattern is not that wow जो आप daily chart में देख के so it's more about creating a euphoria among all the investors and all the people out there by TV experts and all the channels. They have to run 24 hours, so they have to sell some news. But going forward, अगर मुझे ये chart अगर आपको दिखे, so you can see that whenever it comes over here, very soon it actually faces a downturn, right? यहाँ पे आके इसमें profit booking होती है. Forget this red one, this was because of corona. But even before the corona hit, you can see it closed below this line, right? And right now also here, if you see, if I am able to so यहाँ पे आप देख सकते हो कि basically it's also the same structure. It went even in the last daily monthly, and it was unable to close above it, and here also it's saying. So I think going forward, one of the safest place which you can take for playing out the momentum in a positional or in a swing trade, I think that level would definitely be above 700. अगर आपके पास positions अभी नहीं है, so I would suggest that you keep a track of 690 and above, because I personally I think this is a very typical trap which can happen. And going forward, I think though this candle looks very good, and you can see that this is the pink line from the monthly chart. ये monthly chart में ये जो pink line है, अगर आप daily में देखते हो, so it's a very near to it, and you can see the last time it actually touched, there was a good consolidation, and then there was a breakdown. Now why did it not break down like previous time, say like here? I think it's just because of the retail participation, and people are buying now. There's a huge amount of liquidity in the system, and as a result of which structures like these are not breaking down easily. और इसीलिए मैं बोलता हूँ कि if it's a bull run, so you should never try to short any, because you should, first of all, you shouldn't short any strong रनिंग काउंटर, राइट? ये तो बेसिक है. अगर कोई काउंटर चल रही है तो आप उसको शॉर्ट नहीं कर सकते हो. तो आपको क्या शॉर्ट करना है? जो वीक काउंटर्स हैं, जिसमें शॉर्ट्स बन रही हैं, जिसमें आप देख रहे हो कुछ ब्रेक डाउन आई है. एंड दिस इज एग्जैक्टली द स्ट्रैटेजी विच यू शुड नॉट एम्प्लॉय व्हेन यू आर इन अ बुल रन. सो अगर हम बुल रन में हैं तो बेसिकली देन दिस पर्टिकुलर स्ट्रक्चर जहाँ पे ये ब्रेकआउट, बिकॉज यू सी व्हेनेवर इट वाज ट्राइंग टू कम ऑन दिस येलो लाइन, देयर वाज अ लॉट ऑफ रेड कैंडल्स. जब भी ये लाइन टच करती है, रेड कैंडल, राइट? सो गोइंग फॉरवर्ड आई वुड सजेस्ट कि अगर आप हमारी तरह ही लोअर पोजीशन से, जैसे मैं 655 में घुसा था एंड आई बुकड आउट एट वेरी अर्ली 660 665 में ही मैं निकल गया, बिकॉज दैट वाज 12 13 रुपीज़ फॉर मी, और I was very happy with the 2% intraday move, right? And then eventually अगर आप ये chart देखते हो तो the actual move, so from here we entered and then we were able to close at 667. I think this was the candle I closed, right? So but then eventually it was able to move, and you can see there is some volume participation also happening. But I would suggest that you should not go for the euphoria. Of course it can move up, and there is absolutely nothing that is stopping this stock from moving up. But मैं यही दिखाना चाहता हूँ from a technical perspective कि this is very near its monthly resistance. So please make sure that if you see a dip, don't go ahead and just buy the dip. And very good trade would be above 700. ये 700 अगर क्रॉस किया और much better अगर वो 750 भी क्रॉस किया, so that move will be much more powerful move. And I'm not skeptical, I am not pessimistic. What I'm saying is you have to be realistic, and given forward, if there is some correction in Nifty, then these stocks would be the ones which will be targeted. Another thing from a psychological perspective you have to understand is this candle was formed on the news of Corona in the March of 2020. एक साल से ज़्यादा हो गया है, and still this company has not been able to take over 700, right? Then it was trading at 700. So it should also tell you a lot about that यहाँ पे जो investors जो बैठे हुए हैं, so you have to also understand the mentality, because the market has been running. So if you look into other companies from other sectors, big companies, right, and Nifty F&O companies, just like say chemical sector, right? So वहाँ पे people who have invested, they have made some fold of money, right? 100%, कहीं पे 200%. So do you think that the people who are stuck here, they would keep holding their holdings, and they would try to give it a breakout? So this is also one of the things you have to understand from a psychological perspective. So no matter what, I hope this clarifies everything you wanted to know about McDonald's, United Spirits, and how I look into it. Let's go to the third company I have, and that's Havells. Havells is one of the companies which I always trade, but one of the things I have, yeah, exactly, see in a monthly chart, and यही मैं I told about in my previous video, which you will find in the upper right hand corner. Havells में यही है structure जहाँ पे ये change हो रही है. See, whenever earlier monthly chart में it was making an all-time high, right? It was making an all-time high. तो इसमें जो upper weeks आते थे वो बहुत छोटे छोटे होते थे, and this was a very good trend, right? But now going forward, you can see there's a huge amount of sell-off which is coming from 1200 regions, right? And this is something which you as a momentum trader or a positional trader should have to understand, that even if it's a very good structure, right? It went towards 1200, it had a sell-off, and then it did a very nice consolidation. It's a rounding pattern which is very good, and now it's trying to move up, and this is also very good. Now if you look for a daily chart, okay, so let's do one thing is first of all मैं जो भी drawing किया उसको मैं clean कर देता हूँ, ठीक है? So it's a very good pattern. So if we look for a daily chart, we can see that there are a few things which we can easily right, let's go here. So let's draw some lines, right? यहाँ पे आप देख सकते हो, this is a very evident, ये तो बहुत simple था, ठीक है ना? तो यहाँ पे आप देख सकते हो कि Havells is was forming a sort of a head and shoulder pattern, inverted head and shoulder. यहाँ पे ये इसका shoulder है ये. So whenever it came towards this line, there was a very good sell-off, and it came here, sell-off, here, sell-off. This time it was able to give a breakout, right? And this breakout also came with volume, though it's not able to take out 1099 levels. So going forward, if you are if you want to try to play the momentum, I think for Havells 1100 levels and a breakout above and a closing above that would actually bring in, because in the monthly chart we have seen that it's in a good position. So you don't just like हमने पहले जो McDowell's में देखा कि it was very near its monthly resistance, यहाँ पे वो वैसी नहीं है, and going forward maybe this will give us a very good trade, right? So यहाँ पे हम देख सकते हैं कि ये हुआ, लेकिन one of the things you have to understand, you have to have a strict stop loss in say below 1050 levels, right? अभी is trading at 1077, and going forward I think this would be very much give you a 100 rupee move from this 1075 levels, and going forward this might be a very good trade to be a part of, right? And from a horizontal levels, you can see this is actually a very good profit booking zone, and let me highlight it here and here. So ये जो जोन है इसमें आप देख सकते हो कि it gave a breakout and this was with volume, and then it got a support from this one and it moved higher, and then there was a breakdown. And this is exactly what I am saying is don't go ahead, because this is such a huge good breakdown, right? But it was able to get a support from 1042 levels, and going forward it moved and made a 52-week high, right, Havels. And so I would or rather it's an all-time high, right? And from there you can see from February a month it has been making lower lows, lower highs, then it went for a very good narrow consolidation, lower highs, and now it's starting to move, and we have to see of how this actually pans out, right? Let's have a look into the weekly chart just to get some more idea. So here it will be much more evident. मैं जो बोल रहा था कि ये जब भी इन levels पे जाता है 1200 levels पे, you can see there are huge upper wicks and which also come with volume, and this is also true. So from here you can very well understand that this company Havels is also very near its resistance, and I think below 1033 the structure would look weak, right? But again, it all depends on the liquidity of the market. So you should structures and technical patterns, they only make sense if you are pairing it with your psychology of the market and how things are moving. My technical analysis is just a dumb data, so you have to get information, so you have to convert that data into information just to understand how this particular stock is going to move. So no matter what, one of the good things that's happening is it has gone for a very tight box consolidation on the weekly chart, and this is still in the box until and unless 1117 से, for example, अगर आप देखो ये जो box है ये इसी में घूम रही है since so many weeks, right? So a breakout say about 1120 levels, so these would be a much more vigorous and much more better, much more safer trade that you can actually take. But definitely Havels is looking much better compared to a McDowell, and so yeah, that's all we have for Havels for now. So one of the things is, as I said, keep a track above 1111, say for example, and see if it is able to touch that, and unless this particular company is able to move above 1111, I don't think there is much more momentum that we can play. Also, there was no particular volume participation on a weekly basis, even though you can see that in the daily basis we have a volume participation, but I think that actually makes sense because it was in a very narrow consolidation, and agar aap consolidation pe ho, so basically it's a good sign that you don't have any volume participation. So going forward, I think this might turn out to be a good trade, but it's still in a very nascent stage, मतलब ये बहुत ही early stage में है. It seems like it has given a breakout and we have to see अगर इसमें breakout, लेकिन going forward मैं एक ही चीज़ बोलना चाहता हूँ कि maybe this sell off which you see in the top is maybe it was because of the sudden weakness which came in the Nifty, and maybe this is the reason why you don't see a breakout. But no matter what, see once it is able to cross 1120, say for example, then going forward you can expect 1200 levels again, right? But as always, जैसे मैं पहले वीडियो में भी बोला था, Havels is one of the stocks जहाँ पे मैं देखा हूँ कि momentum easily reverses, and so you should be very well prepared for it, and that's just because of profit booking and not because of other things. And the last company I want to talk about is NAM India, and this is one of my favorite companies. Yeah, एसेट मैनेजमेंट पे है, और हम ये वाले एनालिसिस हम पहले ही कर चुके थे, एंड वी वर हैप्पी. सो बेसिकली वी वर ट्रैकिंग दिस स्टॉक सिंस लास्ट फ्यू डेज, और हमने यहाँ पे पोजीशन बनाए थे, एंड देन वी वर वेटिंग फॉर द ब्रेकआउट केम, एंड देन देयर वाज अ फॉलो अप. अभी गोइंग फॉरवर्ड यू कैन सी दैट देयर वाज अ ह्यूज सेल ऑफ फ्रॉम 440 लेवल्स, अगर आप 5 मिनट के चार्ट देखते हो. So this is actually good in the sense that you can see this is a very good this is a very good rounding pattern which is actually forming, right? And any move towards 424 430 would be a very good move for us to evaluate. यहाँ पे ये जो ब्रेकआउट आई है विच इज़ गुड नाउ. इफ इट इज़ एक्चुअली सो द गुड थिंग अबाउट नाम इंडिया एंड वाई नाम इंडिया इज़ वन ऑफ द बेस्ट कंपनीज राइट नाउ फॉर मी इज़ जस्ट बिकॉज ये जो ब्रेकआउट आई है दिस इज़ अ स्ट्रॉन्ग ब्रेकआउट. इफ़ यू कंपेयर दिस ब्रेकआउट टू द अर्लियर ब्रेकआउट से इन मैकडॉवेल और इन हेवल्स जस्ट जो हमने डिस्कस किया, वहाँ पे आप देखो कि वो जस्ट थोड़ा सा ब्रेकआउट देखे ही इट डिडंट गो मच. लेकिन अगर आप इसमें देखते हो, यहाँ पे आप देख सकते हो कि ये बहुत अच्छी एक इट्स अ स्ट्रॉन्ग मूव केम, एंड सो गोइंग फॉरवर्ड आई थिंक 430 levels would be very much of interest to me, and if it is able to move above 430 then definitely this is one of the companies which I would be looking forward to. Or this we have to see if it is able to sustain. So maybe it will consolidate more on this region, but no matter what, if it comes towards 404, this is something of a very good reversal zone, which I would definitely be interested to track in. So if of these 4 companies, definitely I would be putting more money in Nippon India or Nam India, rather than putting it on say others, just like just right now. मैं अभी की बात कर रहा हूँ. Of course tomorrow the market will be open and the things can change very drastically, but no matter what, this looks like a very good so this is a pole and we have a flag, a very steep flag. So let's see what comes out of it. No matter what, 423 424 levels would be a very awesome level to track, and if it comes with a better structure, then we can actually have a good move. And I think this sell-off also came because of the change in the sentiment for HDFC AMC. जो हमने last session में देखा, it was running good and it was making a good move, और फिर because of profit booking and because of the result being on Saturday, so maybe the sentiment also hurt Nippon Life India Asset Management, but given the result, we have to see how HDFC AMC works, and on together with it we would definitely be tracking Nam India. We already know the breakout zones of this one, so I think if you even look for a monthly chart or a weekly chart, you can see that this week this participation is really good, and I think this might be a very good trade which we can take. Previously अगर आप देखते हो कि ये जब भी ऐसी structures देती है, then it goes for a very tight consolidation. So I'm not saying that I would jump right now into the trade, but definitely going forward, अगर आप मैं बोलता हूँ हमेशा always study the past patterns just to predict the future, and this is exactly the type of pattern breakout which happened, and you can see ये एक वीकली चार्ट पे ब्रेकआउट आई थी, एंड दैट एक्चुअली केम विथ वॉल्यूम, एंड देन सी दैट इन द नेक्स्ट 2 weeks it was able to go towards 450. So one of the things is try to see where it opens. So Nam India की opening would be very interesting, एंड इफ इवेंचुअली हम लोग 10 बजे डेफिनेटली नाम इंडिया में ट्रेड लेंगे अगर स्ट्रक्चर वाइज हमें अच्छा लगा. सो दीज आर द 4 कंपनीज, हेवल्स, मैकडॉवेल्स, नाम इंडिया एंड IRCTC विच वी डिस्कस्ड. और नाउ लेट्स फॉर अ वेरी शॉर्ट very quick analysis, let's go for on a very high level, let's do an analysis. So you can see even UBL is near its all time high on a monthly chart. So यहाँ पे भी मैं पोजीशंस लेने से थोड़ा सा सोचूंगा, and the other one is Balakrishna Industry. This was actually the trade which we took, जो मैं ट्वीट भी किया था, and the reason for it is very evident from this particular structure. हम ये structure के breakout का wait कर रहे थे, and once it was able to give a breakout, we were able to enter at 2350 levels. मैं ट्वीट किया था और we closed at exactly at 2401. So going forward, I think these sort of structures are right now good. And one of the things you have to understand, the reason I booked out at 2400 was there was absolutely no volume participation, though it looks good on an hourly chart, but if you look on a daily chart, you can see there's absolutely no volume. So the chances are very high that this might again go for 2350 levels, and this definitely would be something of a good buy in, sip and hold depending upon how positions are getting made. And the last company is Bata India. Last week हमने Bata India पे डिस्कशन की थी, जो आपको मेरे चैनल में मिल जाएगी. वहाँ पे हमने बोला था कि Bata India is one of the reversal candidates, and I told that people should be making positions. I was making positions at 1350 levels, and it was one of the best trades. हमने इस जोन पे हमने स्टडी किया था सॉरी इस जोन पे, and this is 1550 1570, and we actually said that this is actually a pattern which can actually go for a very good reversal, or this is exactly what happened, but until now it's still in the box. So I would suggest to keep a track over 1630 levels, and that would actually be more meaningful to track, because then it would suggest that there is more upside to this particular counter. Until and unless that happens, so I would because these structures, they were all drawn earlier. मैंने ये consolidation box के बारे में तभी बात की थी, and you can see how making positions at 1550 1568 moved towards 1628. Actually I booked out at 1628, and this was actually a very good trade, and now we have to see how it's able to move from here. But no matter what, from a daily perspective, you can see that there is a volume participation in this move, which is good after a long consolidation. So going forward, it is more of a buy-in dips and trying to hold. And I think Bata India is definitely one of the companies which would definitely try to go for its own new 52-week high in the very near term. So it's a maybe. You can see that this was very near its 52-week high, and now it got a support from the breakout zone which happened earlier, and now it's trying to move. So we can move it here. So ये जो zone है, ये resistance zone भी है, because you see last time it was taking after the breakout, it was taking a support, and then eventually it broke because of corona. So this particular candle, but now it's again very near as a resistance levels. And previously अगर आप monthly chart देखते हो तो previous months में भी वो यहाँ पे आके थोड़ा सा correct किया है, but the good thing is it didn't correct much. So on a longer time frame, I think you should always look into how the structure is poised or how is placed, and this will help you in figuring out the next trade. So अगर आप long term में देखते हो, so you can see that this is very near as a resistance, and maybe maybe making a new position over here doesn't make much of a sense, but rather a move above 1700, say for example, would be an awesome momentum trade, and this could very well give you a very good opportunity to take part in a quick momentum and make quick money. So thanks a lot for listening. Hope this video is going to help you in understanding all the technical details and the chart analysis of these 7 top companies as of this weekend. These are the companies where the positions are being made, and we have to just understand of understanding which way and be prepared in our having these counters in our radar, so that we are prepared for the next week, or जिस तरीके से भी ये breakdown या breakout आएगी, we will trade and we will make quick money. Thanks a lot for listening, and have a nice weekend. Bye bye.